Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to what is this, Friday night? Messages of love from above. Super excited, as always, to see what beautiful messages Spirit has for each and every one of us. Before we get started into the readings, I do want to send love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me in doing that, I, of course, welcome that. Whether you're watching live or even on replay, we join together outside of space and time to multiply the love to the world. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And just let that love flow down into our heart and fill us up and then overflow out to the world, spilling over into the seas and the air and the land, touching every heart that is ready to vibrate at a higher and higher love vibration. And if you are in need of love in this moment for your own heart, your mind, your body, a situation, a relationship, for a loved one, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now as well. Just take it in like a giant group hug. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that and allowing me the space for that as well. Before we get into the readings, I always like to make sure everyone knows that I do have a weekly giveaway. Every Tuesday, I do put out a video announcing what I'm giving away the next week, how you get into the drawings, and any other type of giveaway news. Here's the link for the video that came out this Tuesday. I gave away 10 readings on Monday, and May is going to be a big giveaway month just because of the Divine Mother nature of Mother's Day and it's spring. I just had this wonderful flood of give more. And so I'm going to give away an additional 23 readings for the remainder of the month of May. So if you want to check out how many are given away each week, how you get into all those, all that's in that video. So be sure to check it out if you're interested in that. And also, happy May to everyone. Can you believe it's almost like a week into May? I just am blown away by how fast time goes. But I did put out the May readings for each individual zodiac sign. That is the playlist right there, so you can check that out if you haven't already. Some great transitional, energy that we're having this month. I mean, Pluto went retrograde on Monday, which rules over Scorpio, right? It's the death and rebirth and transformation planet. And then Scorpio, today we had the full moon eclipse in Scorpio. And then Mercury retrograde we're still in, but about the middle of the month, we go into the post shadow, which is like a review period before it goes direct at the beginning of June. So a lot of transformational type of energy coming in. So be sure to check that out. And oops, I didn't copy that right. And then each week I actually do put out a pick a card reading, at least one. And this week the pick a card is what can help you in your current situation. And so, and I have a ton of other pick a cards on my main page if you ever want to check them out. It's all free, and I even have some free series out there, like You Times Two and Coming Back from Fear and a Power of Choice one. I think that's what I called it. But it's all out there and it's all free if you ever want to check them out. All right, so enough of the blah blah blah, and let me just get my desktop all set up here and we will get into the readings. If you are new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. So happy to have you here. And thank you guys all for my returning regulars, my soul family here. We have a great sense of humor in this channel, wonderful, full of love. So welcome, everyone. Um, how the free readings work is I do go down in order, first come, first serve through the chat. There's no special list. The chat is the list. Easy breezy, right? And if you don't want to put your business out there, then you can. Oops, sorry, let me click one more thing there. And you can just ask for a general reading, and Spirit knows what you're wanting. I don't need to know. The chat room doesn't need to know. So, if you feel you want to do that, feel welcome to do that too. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I step outside of the free readings, dive deeper into those. And then once I'm done, I return back where I left off and continue going down the list. There's no set dollar amount for the donations. I know everyone's financial situation varies from day to day, person to person, country to country, whatever, whatever it is. So I don't look at the dollar amount. So a donation's a donation, and you can make a donation by using the super chat at the bottom of the chat. And also there's a pinned comment, and in the description box of the video, it has my Venmo, my Cash App, my Square, and my PayPal. So any of those that you feel like using, they're all available for you as well. So I think that is everything, right? All right. Well, let's get going here. So I don't have any donations at this moment. So we will start at the free readings. And lovely Lovey, hello, hello. We will start with you. And I am still using the Syrian Starseed Tarot, which is a huge deck. I mean, my head is big because I'm like 6'4". So these are big honking cards, but I love them. So we're going to use them. All right. So blessings to you, Lovey. And you want to have an energy reading on NB is relocation in her future. All right, let's take a look here and see. Let's get these into my hands here and let's take a look. All right. All right. Let's take a look here. The overall energy that I'm getting here, we've got the Master of Crystals, which is the King of Pentacles. So there is this I feel like they're on this journey of worth, especially these two cards came out together, and then the Eight of Wands over here. So these two together, with Luna, the moon, being about the subconscious, the unknown, this nurturing type of feel, I really feel like they're going through this kind of just in-depth review of their worth, and they have had some super reflection moments where wonderful mirrors are coming into their life and just showing things right to their face, right? So I feel like they've kind of been nudged into this deeper reflection. And with the Eight of Wands, this does bring in a lot of energy. The Eight of Flames is the Eight of Wands in the regular tarot, which is a ton of fast movement, movement, movement. And so when you're talking about relocation, this would be telling me there is a lot of movement, and I feel like they will be, relocating here soon. The Eight of Flames is fast, fast, fast movement as well. So the overall energy, I feel like they're doing this kind of just having an aha after an aha after an aha, and they're just really looking at um, why they want what they want. Why do I want to do what I want? So some really good epiphanies that are coming in for them, and I feel like that's where this movement is spawning, is because they're like, what am I waiting for to live? I feel like I'm existing, but now they're transforming to where they feel like they want to live and do something significant and what their heart desires, instead of trying to just exist. So I like it for them. It is very freeing for them, and so I'm excited with what they had with that. So many blessings for you, lovely Lovey. Oh wow. Very good. You are very welcome. All right, so Rishi Lahori, you are up next. Hello, hello. I am doing well. I hope you are doing well. And you want to know, what would spirit like you to know right now? I want to jump to these Ask Your Guides Oracle, and let's see what they have here for you. So what do you have for Rishi? All right. This will be your card here. Wow, and you've got balance, grasshopper, balance, the scales, and divine teachers. So beautiful card here. And let's see, card number 36. Excuse me. And this is about support, codependency, manipulation, and generosity. Ooh. So it says you're in the delicate process of learning how to properly balance the flow of give and take in your personal relationships. And it's time to evaluate how you're doing. Are you giving too much, leaving you resentful and angry? Or are you withholding when you could give more, leaving you feel guilty and defensive? Your divine teachers can help you learn how to better align your relationships so that you neither give nor take too much as a means of controlling others. They counsel you to be honest about your motivations when dealing with others. You know in your heart of hearts what drives your interest in them. Do you give with the secret agenda of you owe me? Do you create dependency in and control over others with your kindness? Or do you withhold for fear that you might be taken advantage of, keeping people guessing about your motives and your intentions? Your divine teachers are on hand to help you answer these questions. They lovingly assure you that relationships are the most difficult of all spiritual classrooms, and the lessons of proper give and take are the most difficult of skills to learn. Ain't that the truth? Have compassion for yourself as you seek balance with others. Ask your divine teachers to help you become more aware of how you give and receive in all relationships, not just the romantic kind. Their message to you: there's no difference between giving and receiving love. Ooh, that's deep, isn't it? So I like that message for you. So that is what they have for you, Rishi. So many blessings to you. And we will continue moving down the list here. And Dollface Diva, you are up next. Excuse me. And you'd like a general reading for the weekend. The weekend. That's right. It's the weekend, right? All right. Let's take a look here. Well, so you got two pentacles here with crystals is the pentacles suit. And you've got the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. And this is a good combination because Ace of Pentacles, in addition to being there's a new opportunity that opens up this weekend for you, it also has to do with how you, a new way of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world, which is what this Five of Pentacles is all about. Because the Five of Pentacles is about feelings of abandonment or lack of abundance, feeling left out in the cold, being left behind. And it's a transformative energy with it being a five, where we move from feeling like we are left behind and left out to where we realize that it's not humans that bring us what we need in each moment, but the creator, source. They are the ones that bring us what we need. When we depend on humans, that's where we get those abandonment feelings, the being left behind. Because when a human goes into fight or flight mode, it does whip the carpet right out from underneath you and you go flying down and you don't have what you need, because when a human goes into that survival mode, it feels like, no, I need everything for myself. But when you have this awareness that it's not humans that bring you what you need, that it's the creator, and that the creator has endless resources. They also have unconditional and eternal love for you, so they won't rip the carpet out from underneath you. We've gotten everything that we need in our lives up to this moment, or we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be alive, right? So we can build this trust that they will bring us what we need. Sometimes they bring it through humans, like when you order something off of Amazon and it comes through the post office, it's like, all right, well, that post office isn't the one that gave it to us. They're just bringing it to us. That's how the humans are like a shipping company. But sometimes we don't even need a shipping company. It just comes directly to us. So I like this transformation, this general reading for the weekend. Wow, it really is this epiphany of sorts. Epiphany seems to be the word for today. But it's like this realization, wow, it's not people. I don't need to worry about whether I'm gonna have enough. I know, we're gonna be, of course, good stewards of what we have. We're not, gonna blow it all, going, "Oh, well, I'll have plenty," and being irresponsible, of course. But when we're responsible and we're good stewards of what we have, you can trust that the universe will continue to give us what we need in each moment, and usually more, because they love us so much. So I feel like there is this opportunity that opens up this week and that teaches you this. And it's like this opportunity opens out of nowhere, and you're like, well, humans didn't do this for me. Thanks, big guy or big girl, big gal, big kahuna, mother and father of all things, whatever you call your higher self. And I mean, the higher source. But I like it for you, Dolphy Stevens. So that is what is coming through for you. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. Now, next up, we have Dijona Sturgis, and you'd like a general for the week. All right. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has coming in here for you for the week. All right. Okay. Very adamant cards. Wow. Yeah. I like this here because you've got two number twos, two of flames, two of wands, and the high priestess number two. So next week really is this. Uh, I feel like you've been getting this a little bit too, where it's this week of focus of where are you focusing your energy, and your higher self is like, choose me, where and every moment is a moment of either our higher self connection to that realm, which is of unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude, right? And when we focus on that, those things grow and expand. On the other hand, if we focus on things that we're fearing, like I fear something will leave my life, I will reject it and repel it out of my life. If I fear something's going to come into my life, and I'll zip it and bring it into my life. Same thing, like if we are focusing on that, I'm missing something in my life. We're basically, our energy is putting out this little message of I enjoy missing things, and the universe goes, okay, bring more of the missing, and so we'll get more missingness. And it's like, wait, no, that's not what I wanted. And same thing as if we're focusing on things in our life that we don't want to be in our lives. It's like it gets bigger and bigger because we're feeding it, because our message that we're putting out, this energy we're putting out, is because I'm focusing on what is I'm not liking in my life, it must mean I enjoy the feeling of not liking something in my life. Let's give him more stuff not to like. No, so the power comes in here this next week of that you have the choice of where you're going to invest your energy here. And it's this high priestess. In fact, this almost looks like the same face there. Um, so they're like, pick me, because it does end up bringing more and raising your love vibration, drawing in more of what you enjoy. Because it's neither right, neither wrong. They just bring us different experiences, right? When we focus on unconditional love, we feel bigger and limitless and powerful and warm, right? We focus on our fears, we feel limited and small and powerless and cold, and all those feelings of fear that are related to it. So when we realize that, we are like, you know what? Um, we've got this feeling of fear. It's like, okay, well, I don't want to feel that anymore. So I'm gonna switch it up and change it. So it's a big week of awareness. Something that I um, have done and that I do occasionally to help me remember, and to 'cause sometimes when we get into fear mode, we get sucked into it, right? But if you like on your cell phone, like I would do a vibrating silent alarm for all my waking hours, every hour, just gratitude or come back to now, focus on love, whatever it is I'm trying to change my habit, it's pulling me back out. And it's like, oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. It's like, they're just kind of like a little, hey, you're looking over there. You might want to look over here, and that's can be helpful if it so resonates. So that is what they have for you, Daijona. So many, many blessings to you. You are very welcome. And Felicia, thank you so much for the reminder about giving the video a thumbs up is so helpful. And I always get so involved in the readings, I forget. So thank you so much, Felicia. It's a good, again, it's like my alarm on my phone. I come back and go, oh, that's right. So thank you guys. It seems like a small thing, but the YouTube algorithm loves it. And so when you give the video a thumbs up, and clicking the like button, it helps spread the tsunami of love. So thank you for being part of that. And thank you, Felicia. All right. Dimitra, you are up next. You want to know what are Demos's next actions towards you? All right. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. Well, right away. Boom. So we've got the Five of Chalices here, and the Five of Chalices is the Five of Cups. You can see, or maybe you can't see. So there we go. So there is three cups here that are spilt and in the water here. You have the Two of Cups over here, which is where we have, our power of choice back here. Sorry, I was getting distracted. I go, what is that back there? And I think it's a deer. Maybe. Weird. Maybe it's a tree person. I easily distracted, evidently. But I like this because there is this, it's almost like there's a figure back there waiting for you to join together with this Two of Cups. So, their next actions are, I mean, maybe there is some sorrow, maybe there are some lower vibrational emotions that are keeping you both from realizing this deeper connection and that you get to choose your emotions. And it's okay because the Five of Chalices or the Five of Cups is really like this realization and this, I sometimes want to call it a get out of jail free card because we get we feel guilty when I'm like, I'm not supposed to feel sad. I'm not supposed to feel angry. I'm not supposed to feel resentful. It's like, who says it's why we come here? It's a giant amusement park full of fear rides. We come here to ride them. But when we're tired of after the 150th time of riding the same roller coaster, we're like, you know what? I want something else. And that's what's great here because the five is the number of transformation and change. And once you're both ready to not feel these old emotions anymore, you have this power to choose, which the Two of Cups can be a significant relationship energy, but definitely it's the power to choose what emotion you want to feel in each moment. And it is our choice. We have a lot of popular opinion that's been given to us that tells us when this thing happens, this is how you're supposed to feel, should feel, need to feel, have to feel, must feel. But we don't. We get to choose. We've just created old habits, because we took on as children, didn't know any better, this popular opinion that when someone has that tone, you're supposed to feel hurt. And so it is repeated over and over to us. You're supposed to feel hurt. You're supposed to feel hurt. You're supposed to feel hurt. And we're like, you know what? I think I'm supposed to feel hurt. And that's my opinion. And then it becomes our habit and then it becomes our reaction. It doesn't even feel like a choice anymore. But as I just mentioned before, if we can change our habit and we can start going, you know what? I am going to say that when people speak that way, it's not to me, it's I'm picking up something or they are in stress or something. It's not about me. I don't have to take that on anymore. And so there's this transformation of the power of emotional choice that's coming in here. And I feel like, especially with the strength card, this has been going on for a while. And, what's going to require for you guys to move from focusing on these lower vibrational emotions that are kind of holding it back from this Two of Cups happening is this inward and upward. Here is your higher self, this beautiful flame energy, and this is your human side. And when our human side gets tired of this and feels empty and it doesn't feel like it's feeling full, we turn inward and upward. And that's where we find this beautiful connection with our higher self. And then together we move forward and we see love in a different light. We see there is a power of choice because when the lion, or in this case, the tiger, it's usually a lion, um, they look to these 3 cups for fulfillment but never find it. And then our higher self goes, well, that cup is those choices, but there's another cup, there's a choice of unconditional love from above, and that is what transforms things. So I feel like right now the next actions towards you is inaction for a bit while longer, because I feel like you're both transforming some important lower vibrational emotions that are rooted in fear of rejection, fear of losing conditional love, and things that people said and did that we were told this is supposed to mean something about me. And I feel you're both transforming those and realizing I no longer want to be a vessel of pain because of someone else's actions or words. I am going to forgive these people, not what they did, but forgive them so that I can pour out the pain, that, sour water out of these cups to make room for love. So instead of having pain and suffering, I'm going to choose love instead. And I feel like that's what the message is here, for right now for you, Demetra. And it's good. I mean, you don't want them to move forward with you with that bitter old tasting water, that sour water. You want that delicious manna of love that they're able to offer, not bitter, love, right? So that's what's coming through. So many blessings to you, Demetra, and I'm excited for your love adventure. All right. So continue moving down. We have Butterfly A. Hello, hello. And you want to know, what does IW feel about you? A relative. All right. Let's take a look here and see what's going on inside of their little feeler regarding you. All right. Yeah. So we've got the Seeker of Flames, which would be the Page of Wands, and we have the Sage of Crystals, which would be the Queen of Pentacles. So they do have this motherly feel about you, and this Page of Wands, it just feels like something is say pissed him off. But it's fear. It's fear that has ignited. I feel like this Queen of Pentacles with Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, that they are. I just feel like they're not responsible for you, but they feel like they want to mother you. And maybe that's just what they do to everyone, but that maybe it's part of their personality, but they're a Cancer sign. They just have this desire to mother you and to protect you and to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, because they don't want you to get hurt. And so it's out of love and nurturing that they're just like maybe a little bit too psh, 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 on you, you know what I mean? And then the Seeker of Flames, the Page of Wands, with that fear, I just feel like something new has ignited. Either they feel like they've observed something or heard something, or they just are something triggered where they have this ignited fear about something that you're going through or you're thinking of doing or whatever. And oh my gosh, no, oh my gosh, but make sure you do this, make sure you do that. And so it's almost like they've gotten extra clingy, if that feels right. But I just feel like they are just like want to, like, I got to make sure you're okay. So this is the type of energy, and this has nothing to do with you. When people feel things for us, we can make it easier or harder for people to choose unconditional love in a moment, or fear, but we can't choose it for them. They've got so much going on inside, so many thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and emotions and all this stuff in their subconscious that's running, that you could not be doing anything, and they can be like, "Oh my gosh, what's happening? Are you okay?" And you're like, "Why? Yeah, what? Nothing's changed." And like, "Well, I saw on TV that in your area there are raccoons that have this fever that if they bite you," it's like something can trigger them out of the blue. And I just feel like they can be overprotective, over involved, maybe. Um, and it's okay. Just, try not to focus on how irritating that can be. Instead, realize it's out of love. And you can go, "Thank you for being concerned about me." You know, um, you know, if you want to, send me $100, I'll use it to set raccoon traps. I'm just kidding. But you can help put their, mind at ease, you know, um, but in the end, you know, they're going to make their emotional choices anyway. So that's interesting. That is what I feel is coming through. So hopefully that resonates, butterfly. But that is what's going on. So many blessings to you. All right, Felicia, thank you for your question. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. If you take a few days off from your current work, will it help me to feel better? Always. I don't even need to pull cards for that, right? Everyone agree, right? Absolutely. Let's see what other advice they have with you with that as well, though. But I always feel like some time away helps us really get clearer picture on our lives, right? When we get away from the chaos and get away from everything, it really just helps. Here, yeah, you have the Hanged Man here. This is kind of getting away, seeing things from a higher perspective. You've got the Sage of Crystals. So here I just put her in. She just came right back out. The Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So nurturing yourself, caring for yourself here. And it does help you here because when you do that, the Eight of Orbs, which is the Eight of Swords, this is about becoming aware of and moving through some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have made you feel blinded and bound and restricted. And it allows you to move through it. The eights are this movement, like the stream. The thoughts move, and you're able to release some of these fears. But you can even see here, let me see if I can get it to focus. Yeah, right away. Good. So you can see here, sorry for the glare. She feels trapped and restricted and everything. And so getting away from it all allows you to see things from a different perspective. It allows this, freedom to come in, and you can drop, these fears that are creating, stress and because when we're stressed, then our immune system is shutting down, our digestive system shuts down, our nervous system is flooded with all this adrenaline. We feel achy because all this blood and all this stuff is being sent to them for us to fight or to run like crazy. And so when we get away and really are able just to, I feel like I was talking super, super fast and they were doing it on purpose. And it's like we slow down and we're like, wow, feel the difference in that energy. I feel more relaxed. It's just like, yeah, okay, what do I want to do? Let me just think of, what's causing this stress, this fear. What do I want to do? What am I really fearing? What's going on? Release, release, and I like it. So that's definitely a thumbs up on taking some time away from work. So that is what they have for you, Felicia. Yeah. 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 But yeah, also the can also look at what else would you prefer to do, right? Getting away from everything, those swords are the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos, the musts that keep us trapped in a job. It's almost like being in a toxic relationship. Well, I don't want to leave, but I hate it here. And it's like, well, they're not going to break up with you because they enjoy abusing you, or it's part of their nature to abuse you, or it's unfulfilling, right? And so you're ready to find something more fulfilling, so it helps you get out of your head and into your heart. So I like that. All right. Very good. All right. So, LA, you will be my next free reading coming up, but I do have a couple donations. So, let me just take a look here. All right. So I'm not sure which came in first. So I do have a PayPal. So I will be to you next. And then Aliza, thank you so much for your donation. You want to know, what should you know about the situation of R with his relationship to A? All right. So what does Spirit want you to know around this relationship of R to A? Okay. And what else? All right. All right. Yeah. What a mess. What a mess here. But we've got we've got the 5 of cups, which is all about all these feelings here, these 3 cups are the lower vibrational emotions. And so they've got all this stuff that's going on here. And here the 2 of cups is like their this is a relationship, right? But they're focused in on all the pain, all the suffering, all these things, and not on the relationship itself. There has been this balancing that's been coming in, though, with the Master of Chalices, the King of Cups. They roll over water. Of course, they co-roll with the Queen of Cups, but all the kings are given a second portion, which is air, which is thought. So there's been this balancing of heart and mind. So, it's like they're in process here of really trying to understand why they keep feeling this. And they're trying to balance this and not be so fiery in response to their emotions. It's like if you can get caught up into emotional circles and emotional patterns where you're just, um, you know, uh, always just in this continual downward spiral of emotion. You just sometimes they can't get off of it because they're in free fall, right? But they're trying to like put parachutes to kind of stop so that they can balance and really look at what's going on with them. Um, and they definitely have a lot here of thoughts because the shadow, which is normally the devil card, is Capricorn energy, and it's in Saturn, which is all about shaking and rattling of our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets about relationships and everything in the world. It just shakes. And here we have the king of swords. This is the master of orbs, but it's the king of swords in the standard tarot. So this is the kings. They are given that second portion of air. So this is not only do they rule over co-rule over air with the queen, they are the masters of air. They master thought and belief and mindset. So they have come in to help really figure out what's going on with their thought and their belief and their mindsets and all of this. And it seems like here that even though they've gone through all this destruction, that they've just been stubborn and holding on, that it just feels like they don't want to let go of this, even how destructive and how downward spiral it's going. There's just this attraction, which for me that would mean, with everything that's been going through, um it feels like twin flame energy, right? Where they had this passion and this draw together, but they also want to kill one another. That's the definition of a twin flame from what Spirit has kind of given. It's like, there is this draw and this passion that just draws us together, but then we also, we just it's I don't know if you've heard me describe it before, but it's like an old Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. I think it was called Bloodsport or something, where they he has to fight someone and they're in a ring, and they wrap all of their like they wrap their right hands with this cloth, and they dip it in glue and put glass, and then they with the other hand they tie the other hands together so they can't get away from one another, and they're there to battle. But it's also, not always all, like a battle. There's also passion and draw in it, and there's just this love that draws them together, but they also want to get away from one another because they can't, especially with that, the shadow and the king of swords. It's like they're here. Twin flames are designed to. It's like a master's class. You're forced to see things, and you can't get away from it. It's like looking in one of those really high intensity close up mirrors that you can see all your pores and everything. And you're like, no, I don't want to see this, but you can't get away from it. And so I kind of feel like that is what is going on with them. So that's what they want you to know, Eliza. So there we go. I don't know. It just feels like, when we talk about futures, it has so much to do with our power of choice, right? And well, we'll see what they end up doing. Are they gonna, make up, kill each other, or part ways? We don't know. All right. But that's what they have for you, Lisa. So thank you so much. And thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. All right. Heart Sense, thank you so much for your donation as well. And so, what can you tell me about the man that you keep getting intuitive messages from? Oh, interesting. All right. So, let's take a look here and see what is coming in here. Who is this intuitive individual? Or this message? Who is this person you keep getting intuitive messages about? Yeah, Lisa, it always is, and unless it's fated for them to part ways, and then tower moments will come in, and then they'll have no choice. But up to this point, it is feels like it's been very twin flamey for sure. All right. So heart sense. Let's take a look here. So who is this man that you're getting intuitive messages about? Right. So you do have the Seven of Flames, the Seven of Wands. I feel like you're going to know who this is because you're going to see them. The Seven of Flames is like someone who is standing up on a hill and being seen by everyone else. So this is like people down here and there's someone up here. So it's either someone like they're set apart, and you spot them. You're going to know because of all these intuitive messages you've been getting. You're going to spot them and you're going to see them, and like I said, they're usually on stage somehow. Karaoke they always joke with me, karaoke. I'm like, stop it. um or they can be like in a wedding, or not the groom, but they like in a wedding, or like how a bartender's behind the bar and they're separated from everyone else. So you know um it's like the separation, and you see him and you spot it because with that Seven of Flames, it's like, whoa, what is that? You just feel this. You can feel it deep within you, the spark that ignites, right? Yeah, and you have the Seeker of Crystals, which is the Page of Pentacles. So there is this opportunity that's coming up here. So I feel like it's an event in the outside world, obviously, for you to see them up on, set apart somewhere. And I feel like it is coming in here very soon. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. So, Sage of Chalices, this is the Queen of Cups. So, here you are with your intuitive messages, picking up on things. And so, this is reaffirming to you that no, you're not crazy. around with that anyway. I am not a licensed psychologist. This is spirit saying this. That the intuitive messages you're getting, yeah, this you're picking them up. You're really in tune with your intuition. I don't know. They're in a goofy mood today. Yeah. And I like this. The 3 of crystals, the 3 of pentacles here is telling you that this how you come across their path. It's you being true to your authentic self, and it's you doing things you love. I like this message that comes in with here, because this one was actually like sideways, which is like leading you to what's coming here. And so the one that they've been, example they've been giving me, they're funny. Let me tell you what they added on for you. So there's like uh they tell me like, oh, learning pottery, because I loved pottery when I did it like way back in grade school, and I've never been touched it since. But I am like, I want to go do that. I want to learn pottery and get involved in that sometime. And if that's your passion, you go do it, and then boom, they're the teacher. They're standing up above other people, and you're just like, oh my goodness. And the funny thing that made me bust out was that they showed me the scene from Ghost, right? How she was doing the pottery, and he, went up when he was still alive, right? And that little warm scene that was happening. So that's what was funny. And then let's see what else they have here. Yeah. So I like this, coming in here. I wonder if it's a twin flame. But the Sage of Crystals here is the Queen of Pentacles, which is new birth, new passion. Definitely like we were seeing with the ghost scene. And then also this is about nurturing yourself as well, doing what you love. So it's all combined here together. And the Two of Flames, sometimes when I get this, I'm like, look, it's the twin flames. But I don't feel it's necessarily that extreme of a you know, a attraction. Not attraction, that's not a good word. I don't feel it's like that extreme of a relationship that you guys chose for this lifetime. Because twin flames, people, we're thinking soul partner of like, oh, I'm gonna end up with someone and they're just gonna be so much in common and so beautiful and unfolding. I want that. And like, yeah, and I want my twin flame, and I'm like waving them off. No, like we were just talking about a moment ago. A twin flame, it's a lot of fire, it's a lot of passion, but it's like gold that is being purified. Gold, how it's purified is they put it under extreme heat, and then they call it dross, which are the impurities that bubble up to the surface. They scoop it off, and then they turn up the heat more. More of it comes up. They scoop it off, and they turn up the heat more. And so, like a twin flame, it's not heat passion that brings the impurities up. It's the friction, right? So there's beautiful friction of passion, but there's also friction of that other. And I don't feel like that for you in this one. I feel like this Two of Wands is more telling you whatever you focus on grows and expands. And so as you continue, I just feel like you have been focusing on gratitude, focusing on what you want in your life. And with that Three of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and that coming together too, it is all about, you know what? Don't focus on bringing anyone in, which I don't feel like you have. I just feel like you're getting these warning signs with these, all these intuitive messages that they're getting closer. It's like your radar is going off, going, I think they think the time is coming. I think it's coming. So just continue to search after your self love, do those things that you love to do, and in doing things that you love to do is where you're going to meet them. And I like that. So very, very excited for you. So that is what I feel coming through, Heart Sense. So hopefully that resonates. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. Butterfly A. Let's see. Oh, that's hilarious. The butterfly. I was actually gonna say crimes, but we went with raccoons, so that's hilarious. I love spirit. Yeah, interesting heart sense. You're like, "Ooh." So I'm liking it. All right. I think that's all my donations. So we'll continue back to the free readings here. So LA, we are back to you. And so hello to you. I see that. And then so you had changed it. You were going to say, what's one thing you can take up for your highest good besides meditating? And you're like, never mind. I want to know about my future first boyfriend. Um, how do they function in the relationships? How does he act? I like it. Switch up. Eh, screw the hobby. Tell me about my future boyfriend. All right. Let me just reshuffle these real quick. You're so funny. I love how so many of you have such wonderful senses of humor because I have a shirt that says, um, I laugh. Let me say, yeah, I laugh more and I fear less because laughter is a fear destroyer. So that's why I love laughing more than crying. I did enough crying growing up. All right. So let's take a look here, LA, and see how does your boyfriend function in relationships. All right. So we have the Sage of Flames, which is the Queen of Wands, and then also goes the Chariot. So the Chariot is someone whose movement in this Wands energy, the Flames energy, is about movement. So very active, very uh, confident is a good word for this too, because the Queen of Wands energy is someone who's very confident. They could be, I'm not sure if we determine if they were a fire sign, but I feel like they have a lot of fiery energy, around them because I feel like they are noticed when they walk into places. They're very decisive too with the Chariot because this is the power of choice card. But I like it because there's a positivity around them, in that they do choose. They know with the Chariot that every moment is a choice between unconditional love or fear, and like they get to choose what story, they get to choose what emotion, they get to choose where they invest their energy. And they really learn that, and I feel like they learned it young, and so they realize, well, if I focus on how sad I am, I get more sads. I don't want no more sadsies, I want happies. So I focus on the happies. I feel like they're very comical and very upbeat and joyful. um and oh god, maybe even a morning person. No, I'm just kidding. But very much this, very very vibrant energy, and so I feel like they function in a relationship, in a very positive way. I feel like they've learned not to sweat the small stuff, you know, because I think they had some huge stuff that they've gone through and overcome, in their earlier lives. And they've learned to just not fear a whole lot or focus on the fears a whole lot. I forget who it is. It was a comedian who, I think it was Will Ferrell, because people used to just really badmouth him all the time and stuff. And they asked him, "How do you deal with that?" And he goes, I don't worry about it. I spend all my energy focused on the people I love and that love me. I don't have anything left to expend on them." And I feel this is the kind of energy they have as well. Oh my god, it's Will Ferrell. I'm just kidding. It's not. But it's very much almost comedian-like, but they're comical. They can be serious too, but I like it. They're very upbeat and positive. So I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, LA. So many blessings to you. And that's what they have for you right now. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. So always victory. You are up next. Hello. So any messages from your future person an oracle, please? Sure. Let me just grab a quick drink here. All right. You know, I really want to go to these Sacred Creators Oracle. So let's see what message from your future person. What do they have here for you? Whoa, all right, there we go. All right. So we got the Creator Water, and there's only like a few of these cards in the entire deck. I mean, of course, four, but the rest of them have messages on them. But this one, it's all about the water sign. So I'm not sure, excuse me, if we um, have determined what they are, but they might possibly be a water sign or have a lot of water in it. But it says, of course, water is connected to the emotions, being in flow, and relying on your intuition. It governs the germination of ideas and conception, and it lives in the realm of dreams and prophecy. The element of water is insightful, healing, and cleansing. How can your intuition be of use to you right now? And what happens when you allow it to restore your balance? Ooh. How would your situation change if you fell fully into your emotions? And how well are your emotions helping you right now? And in what ways can they heal your situation? Are there places that love is hiding, waiting to be found? So when you dive into water, of course, it says water governs the watery depths of emotion and intuition. And when you tune out all of the should do's and could do's, and you throw logic and responsibility overboard, what's left? Ooh, imagine that you are in water on a ship or on a beautiful beach, or maybe you're a mermaid swimming in the depths of the ocean. Tune out everything except how you feel. All you know is that your emotion is guiding you, and that any thoughts that come up for you are the direct result of your intuition. What messages flow into your awareness? And then it says, immerse yourself in water, take a ritual bath, anoint your third eye with some fresh water, and feel it open up a little bit more as a result. Dip your hands in a bowl of water and cleanse them of any energy that is holding you back. Infuse them with the magic of water's healing. And when you are done, have a tall glass of intuition and healing and wait for it to start working from within. Ooh. So they really are drawing you in to connect to your water energy, your intuition, and to do any of those things that does help you here. So this is coming from your future person's, of course, their higher self, saying these are the things that can help you in your path and make things go even faster and speed up even faster. Because as you dive deep and you go into those emotions, of course, you're coming across things that you're like, oh, I can transform that. That helps raise your love vibration, raise your love vibration, raise your love vibration. Because the higher your vibration of your love is, the faster you two meet. And so that's why they're doing this, kind of this come on, come on. This will help. This will help. So they are excited to be together, of course, to experience this life together. So that is what's coming through. Always victory. And I like it for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And so, Ty SJ, you will be the next free reading, but I do have a donation that came in. Thank you so much, Lovey. And so, hello, me again. You're so funny. You would like an energy reading on your favorite little dude, JB, now a grown up. His mom and you are worried about it. All right. Whoa. All right. Let's take a look here. Let me just shuffle these real quick. All right. So, what would you like Lovey to know about JB, please? What's going on with little JB? All right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. They do want that one and that one. All right. Okay. And then that one. Okay. So, let's see what we've got here. All right. And then what do we got here? All right. I see. I see why you're worried about him, but it's going to be okay. Because you've got the three of crystals here, the three of pentacles. They really are kind of just, the three of pentacles is about being true to your authentic self, but I feel like they're in this rebellious mode of just like proving people doing exactly opposite of what people are asking of them, or of expectations they feel are in their head about it. Because of these cards coming in here, we've got the 10 of orbs, which is, orbs are the sword suit. So it's all the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets and the attitudes, and that this is what the three of crystals are. They're trying not to be drawn into any direction about fearing what people will think, or fearing losing people's support. It's almost as like they're in this, um, tired. I'm tired of trying to live up to all these expectations. I'm just letting it all go. And then they have six of swords, which is a calmer way. I almost feel like they're, flipping off the universe, rah, 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 and everyone else. But really, on the inside, it's a much smoother move. It's just there's a big fado that they're doing on the outside world to prove a point. It feels like, but the six of swords is moving from choppy waters to calmer waters. They are leaving behind thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve them, but they also were kind of in this mode where they're throwing the baby out with the bathwater sometimes. And that's what's, I think, freaking a lot of people out, is that they're like, oh my God, they are out of control. But they're really not. Because really what's happening here, we've got the seeker of chalices, the knight of cups. There's this movement of emotion. They are searching for a higher love. They're searching for a bigger meaning in their life, and in doing so, we've got those two eights. So we've got more, here's those thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, movement away where they're not feeling like this restricted person here. See if I can get it to, maybe, but you can see here, this is how they felt. There we go. Where they just felt so, you know, and but they are leaving behind emotions that aren't serving him anymore either. So the both of these, it shows that they are working through the things, they're doing the things, but they'll be, walking away from the thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve them, and the emotions that no longer serve them, and they're just trying to find this passion, this fullness, this to fill their heart up, and this is what they're going through. It's all part of their life there. So I just feel like they're getting to the point where they are ready to make a move too here with the six of orbs, which is the six of you know swords, and with the seeker of chalices is also movement. They might be moving maybe out of this high pressure job that they're talking about here too. I feel like they're just like, what am I doing all this for? What am I living life for? It's almost like a sub midlife crisis, but it's where they're just like tired of feeling the stress, tired, that's what that 10 of orbs is, tired of living up to all the expectations, and fearing that you're going to let, the people down, the job down, and all that stuff. And I feel like they're to this point that they're just um you know, they're like you said, they're concerned he's drinking. I feel like that's just to try to get themselves out of this stressful feeling. But on the inside, they're just really contemplating all the stuff that they're ready to let go. And they're just like getting to this point where they're just, I feel like they're going to rebel. and just tell someone what they can do with their job, and they're going to do something more that's freer for them. So this is what I feel is going on right now. Yeah, but I don't have any big red flags. I feel it's just this, it looks worse on the outside, but they're it's more calmer on the inside what they're doing, and they're just contemplating, but they're using alcohol just to kind of dull this fears, and they're just using the time to do that. Yeah. So they're coming to some big ahas. So that's what they have for you, lovely, lovely. You know, nothing to worry about. I know it's easier to say, but just send them love as usual. Just send their higher self all the love you want. Whenever you feel the worry and the your heart start to tighten up, it's because your love is activating and it doesn't feel like it can do anything to help, but that you can send it through the spiritual world, and you can just send that love that way, and then the tightness will go away because the love that's flooding in, it has nowhere to go when you feel you can't do something for them in the outside world. But when you send it in the spiritual world, it's like, it's like, you ever have like a garden hose that the nozzle's off, like the sprayer is off, but you turn on the full blast of the hose, the whatever handle, and the hose gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and then you're all like, psh, then it's that's what they're showing me. Yeah, he just he's releasing himself from all of that. You know, he'll be. I feel like he'll be getting rid of a lot of expectations, or he's going to take the stress off of himself. He'll either leave the job or say, you know what, whatever, I'm just going to do my best, and have this epiphany. Here he goes, epiphany again, around perfectionism. It's not black or white; it's a world of gray. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list, and many blessings to you, Lovey. Again, thank you for your donation. So, Ty SJ, what to do about your course and how to resolve the situation with your studies. All right, let's see what advice Spirit has for you. What to do with this course. All right. So, I do want that one and that one. So those two and these two. So there are two combos of cards. This is one. Okay. And this is the other. Wow. Okay. Well, kind of just is all together. I understand now, like these three cards themselves here. You've got the High Priest, higher self, which is all about stepping back and communicating with your higher self. We've got the Judgment card, which is all about our higher self pulling up our human self to see things from the higher self's viewpoint. And you've got guidance, the Hierophant, which is this invitation of turning inward and upward to find your capital T truth. What do you want? What do you truly want in your life? What do you want to, who do you want to be? What do you want to do? How do you want to express this unconditional love in your heart with the world? And so, with your studies and with this course and everything, it's like you're being nudged to really look at and go, what is it that you want to do? Is this what you want to do? Is this where you're wanting to head? Is this the path you're on? Or are you wanting to switch things up and go, this isn't for me? I remember sitting in an accounting class. My dad had wanted me to be an accountant. He mentioned I would be good at it when I was young, and I'd help him separate receipts and stuff. And then I helped him in his business when I was like 15, 16 years old, balancing his checkbook. I was really geeky. And they were like, you could be an accountant. And so I had this idea, I'm going to be an accountant. I'm going to be an accountant. And then I had told everyone my entire life since I was a little boy I was going to be an accountant. But I'm sitting here in my first accounting class in college, and I'm like, I can't do this. And so disappointing everyone, going, nope, was scary, but I did change it. And the 7 of orbs here, the 7 of swords, is about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, and, all the stuff that's holding you back, these thoughts that are these beliefs that are deceiving you, that have cheated you out of opportunities, that's been holding you down instead of flying where you wanna go, is what's coming in here. So, I feel like, Spirit is saying, um, don't fear failure. You don't have to fear failure, which is what this kind of comes into. It's realizing it's an opportunity for you to look at, is this something that I want to continue to do? And if this course isn't like, what if it's part of like the major criteria of your dream and where you do want to head, then you're just like, I'm going to do my best, right? Um, but if it's something that's not required, if it's a direction you don't want to go, and it's like, it's all right, can I step out of it? Can I stop investing my energy and into it? And I know it's like, oh my gosh, what is everyone going to think if I don't do that? If I don't go on the path, you know? But it's really this determining what it is that you want to do with your life, and this is all about, the resolution is to determine, do you want to go forward or don't you? And they're oversimplifying it for you, because I feel like maybe you've gotten caught up in a lot of fears and supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and what if and what if and what if and what if, and it's like, let's move it all aside. Let's connect to your higher self and determine, who is it that I want to be and what do I really want to do with my life, or am I just trying to check off boxes of what I think I'm supposed to do? Is this what I really want to do? And when we check into that and I go, yeah, it is really what I want to do. Okay. Well, so then what do I want to do about this course? Is this course necessary for what I want to do? Yeah. Am I having trouble with it? Yeah. Let me go talk to someone. You're going to know when you step out of fear of failing and all this other stuff, this, when we simplify it, it comes into great clarity, and you'll know what to do. You will know to go talk to a professor, to talk to someone, to back out of the class, whatever it is, you're going to know. And, this is basically spirit saying that you don't have to fear. It's your life. It's you, where you want to head, what you want to do. If it delays you graduating, if you back out of the class, no one's going to die. Right. Um, and as long as you can run fast enough away from whoever you're afraid of. Right. But I like it for you. So, take a big deep breath, connect higher and go inward. And what is it that you want to be, and who do you want to be in this lifetime? And then let that be your true north. Like I have a little, I need to draw this better, but it does say true north on it. And I have this, here pointing like a compass, always, of like, and I have it on my calendar, because if I'm going to schedule stuff, if I'm going to put stuff on it to do, I'm like, is this important for my true north of what I want to achieve and who I want to be? If it's not, then it's not important. It's not important to my survival of living or heading where I'm going. Okay, maybe it doesn't deserve a spot on my calendar. So that's what's coming in for you, Ty. So many blessings for you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. All right. So, High Priest Girl, you are up next. So, any blessings coming to you? Let's take a look here. Any blessings? Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, I know this may not look like a blessing, but just go with it. Three major arcana all coming in, and all of this is one blessing that's coming here. Because it started off, they came out this way, with the tower. And the tower is, this lightning bolt that burns down something, that removes something out of your life that needs to be removed to make space for something new and to clear your path going forward. So, whatever obstacle has been in your way is being removed. So you'll be seeing that being removed. And then you have the alchemy or the temperance card, which is all about it will take time for the gold to be turned into from the base metal. So, things have been folding, unfolding, things have been going, the cups have been going back and forth. And each time it goes back and forth, it's magically transforming. And so, trusting that it's going to unfold in the perfect timing. The Tower card tells you trust that everything that happens in your life does happen for you. It doesn't happen to you. And the alchemy basically tells you it's going to turn into gold in the perfect moment. So trust the timing as well. And then you have the shadow. While you're waiting for this stuff to come in, this is like the Saturn devil card, shadow card, Capricorn energy. It's about realizing all of the web that's keeping you held back, that's keeping you in place. But that's what happens as the alchemy happens, as things are unfolding. It's showing you, it's rattling your cage, showing you these beliefs that have held you back for so long, that have just been with you for so long, you don't even realize that it is different, right? It's just like, it's there. And so I do like that because um, because I'm a Capricorn rising, I love doing the work. I love seeing through this. Okay, we've got these things, the shadow work to do, but there's always a reward after it. That's where the blessing comes from. Saturn is known as the work, the old, ornery grandpa that gives, the grandchildren work to do, work to do, work to do, but they get this big reward afterwards if they do the work. And so this is telling you that if you will allow things to, fall away that need to fall away, things that will come in, trusting that things are being removed for you, trusting the timing, and doing the reflection, whatever is coming up for you to go, yeah, why do I believe that way? What is this foundation of this thing? I'm letting it go. I I'm going to choose a different way of approaching things. You get this huge reward from it all. So I do like this coming in here for you, High Priest, and that is what they have for you. So, High Priest girl, many blessings to you. All right, Christy, you will be my next free reading coming up. I do have a donation that came through here. All right, Kim, thank you so much. And let me scroll down here. All right. Thank you so much, Kimberly. And did you already ask your question up above? If not, pop it down below. Oh, there it is. You did. Found it. Hey. So, how did Marshall feel when you said, hopefully things happen for us in the future? Oh, what about the hopefully, or that you are, or about the future? I know what you're meaning. They're like, hopefully. And they're like, what do you mean, hopefully? Well, you're on thin ice, mister. So let's take a look here. What else about Marshall's feelings here? Okay. Okay. 122, 122. So, all right. All right. Well, he's not too overly impacted by it. It appears here. I mean, not like any kind of negative way, because we've got the Adept of Crystals, which is the king of not king, the Knight of Pentacles, and this is the slowest moving knight out of them all. And so they're kind of like, okay, yeah, hopefully it will, doop ba doop ba doop boo doop doo doo. It's like talking to Mr. Turtle. You're like, hey, hopefully hopefully things will happen for us in the future. They're like, yep, the future, huh? We'll get there, huh? And I just feel like there's this, oh my God, come on already. But I feel like they're really, they're just a very patient person, it feels like, and they're just like, "Yeah, it will, it'll get here when it gets here." Very much maybe are they an earth sign? I don't know if they just feel do I have any more? Um, I just feel like they're, taking their good old time and they're okay with things taking time. But then we also hear, I feel like things will speed up. There's this Eight of Chalices, the Eight of Cups, which is about them leaving behind emotions that no longer serve them. They're dropping some not relationships, but friendships, maybe relationships too. But they've got this old emotions that they're leaving behind, and they're headed off here to the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, right? And the Chariot card, which is also a victory but movement card. So both of these are like this is emotional movement, which then creates other movement in the outside world. So I feel like that with this knowledge, because they know what they are going to do and the timing they're going to do things. They just have this sense of it. And that's why I don't feel like they're so um, so uh, you know impacted by it, so influenced by it. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, he's a Libra. I was about to ask if he was an air sign because this was coming up here too. The Master of Orbs, which also makes sense around why it doesn't seem to be like a big deal about emotions moving forward because they, you know, roll over thought, but they also are given a second portion of thought. So they spend a great deal of time, in their minds, even though Libra has a lot of emotional capacity to do so, but they spend a lot of time in the seat of their minds and the Nine of Pentacles, which is them spending some time with themselves, getting to know themselves to, you know, um, you know, oh, yeah, because here's the Nine of Crystals, the Nine of Pentacles, is both of you spending time getting to know your worth in relationship to the outside world, and all of that there. So, um, I just feel like they don't worry a whole lot about it. They seem very focused with this Master of Orbs, the King of Swords, in higher learning, in their learning, and their studying, and the Nine of Crystals just kind of shows that they kind of stick to themselves a bit here, but yeah, I just feel like they're like, yeah, they're just going about their business. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of passion that's exuded out, to the world as far as that. I almost feel like they're focused on their studies. And with that Nine of Crystals, the nine is like a hermit's card. So I feel like they spend time with them by themselves quite a bit. But I feel like they're focused on studies and that. So um, I don't feel like you have anything like to worry about. I don't think they're gonna like get married and have children before you come back or anything like that. But that's the wonderful thing is that if it's meant for you, it'll never pass you by. And I just feel like there's not a whole lot of you know um, emotion that's being exerted from them in any direction except towards their studies. But that's the thing too, like I said, if it's meant for you, it will never pass you by. If while you're gone they do meet someone, it's like that country song. It's an old country song, so bear with me, but it's like thank God for unanswered prayers, and it's like, well, I want to be with them. I'd like to be with them. And then you don't, and then you end up seeing them in a relationship with someone else, and you're like, thank God for unanswered prayers. So we can trust that it's going to unfold perfectly. So, that's that trusting of like, you know what? If they meet someone, then there by the grace of God go I and uh, you know, thank you. And you can know that there's a reason why that they were tackled out of your way, so that you will meet someone even so much more in alignment with your heart and with what you're wanting. So, yeah, take a breather, walk it off. Let me close my blinds here. It's all dark and spooky outside. All right. So that's what they have for you, Kimberly. So thank you again for your donation. Hang in there, enjoy your moments. Don't be worried about, you know, what they do while you're gone, right? All right. All right, Natalia, I don't see anything coming through yet, so it's probably on its way here. So as soon as it pops through, we'll get you squared away there. And if you haven't asked your question yet, go ahead and pop it down there. So as soon as it comes through, we'll jump right on that right away. Let me see. Here is it up above here, Natalia? Natalia. I don't see anything up there. There it comes. All right. So thank you, Natalia. It just came through here. And let me see, I don't think, does it have space on there? No, it doesn't. So thank you for your donation. If you want to pop your question there, then I will go ahead and get that squared away for you. And just for the sake of time, I'm going to complete a free reading here. And we had gotten to Christy. So an angel message for you, Christy. Let's take a look here. In fact, I want to go to a spirit animal oracle as it leaps off at me. So what your animal angel wants you to know. So what message? Oh, right. Do you live in Texas, Christy? You have to tell me where you live, because you got the armadillo spirit coming in here. And I like that. Card number 3, set healthy boundaries. I like it. So the oracle message says, learning to set healthy boundaries is the gift of the armadillo spirit. You are entering a phase where, in order for you to be in alignment with your intentions and co create your best life, you may have to be discerning and say no to many things that may have been okay for you in the past. Oh, look out. This also means that you can learn where you end and where others begin, what is yours to own and what is not. So know your limits and understand that it is an empowering choice to say no to what doesn't feel right. Armadillo Spirit is here to tell you it's time to be honest with yourself about what you really want. Be clear on what you are agreeing to, declare what your needs are, and say no as a full sentence. These are acts of respect and kindness to others as well as to yourself. Trust your body's signals and you will know what to do. Armadillo Spirit guides you in making good decisions that are grounded in a strong sense of what belongs to you and what does not. I like it. What a beautiful message. So it's okay to say no for things that don't feel right. And it's time, to stand up for what what you do want to do and what you don't want to do. And I know they say no is a complete sentence, um, but we care about people, and so we'll tell them, no, it doesn't feel right for me right now. And you can be honest like that. Like, no, I need some time for me. I don't, we don't have to lie or make up anything. We can just tell them. And sometimes we can just like, no, thank you. They're like, okay. That's what's coming through for you, Christy O'Connor. So I like it. Many blessings for you. All right. All right, Natalia, thank you so much for your donation. And so your question is if Jonathan and you will have communication soon. All right, let's take a look here. All right, boom, boom, boom. Anything else? Jonathan. there. That one right there. All right, let's see what we got going on here. All right, and then what is this over here? Um, it doesn't feel with these cards coming in here that there is communication real soon here. Um, and let me show you here. So we've got the reflection card, the Hermit. So that usually is a big indication of spending some good time with you in spirit, and you're on your internal path by yourself, kind of, energy there. And then you have the Three of Crystals, which is the Three of Pentacles. It's you being true to your authentic self. And so this is a time of, with this inner reflection that's going on here, is determining who do you want to be, and are you reflecting yourself the way that who you truly are, or are we being swayed? And we all do that in the beginning, right? We have these, well, this is who they need me to be, so let me try to be that, and we get swayed off because we fear being rejected or punishment or losing someone's attention or praise, like when we're children, the praise or punishment, right? But this is about spirit nudging you to be like true to your authentic self with this right here, right? And I feel here that, with these, I feel like with the Eight of Flames, this, especially with the combination of these two, represents like messages from spirit. Like you're going to be getting signs and synchronicities and everything from all over the frickin' place. Like in the outside world, you're going to have ideas and thoughts dropped into your head. You're going to have these emotional floods of messages that your mind then interprets. But you're just getting all these where they're from spirit. And you're just like, these are not, coincidences. Boom, 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 boom. And you're like, okay, I'm really getting this new information. I'm really um, you know, wanting to be true to myself here. And I feel like the Three of Wands or the Three of Flames is you choosing to go a different direction. I just feel like the communication, quite honestly, it just feels like Spirit's saying, you have been patient enough, and, you know, what be true to you and do what you love, and spend this time with you, and be you, and not that I feel like you would wait by the phone for anyone, but I kind of feel like you put yourself on hold. When you have interest in someone, you kind of just like, okay, everyone else has to wait. I'm waiting on this person to make up their mind because you just are attracted to them, right? But then you're just like, you know what, you're taking too long. Bzz, eject, off they go, right? And I kind of feel like that's what's happening, is that they're just, this communication is taking too long. And it's almost to the place where it feels, I love your spirit guides. It's almost like it's disrespectful, yo, you know, because you do have here the Adept of Knights. I'm sorry, the Adept of Orbs, which is the Knight of Swords. And this is about changing of mind, movement of thought. And the Six of Flames here, the Six of Wands, is this victory? Is this being seen? Is this um um it's like um being recognized? And I almost feel like what happens here, not that you're, that you jump from person to person to person. I don't mean this at all with how I'm going to say this, okay? um yeah, exactly, you deserve better. But I feel like what makes you switch here is because not only all this other information and this inner reflection that you're doing, with this changing of thoughts and things, seeing things from a different perspective, but then suddenly it's like you're there and you see this person, and it's like this other person is shining, and I just feel like it's like, who's that? And again, not that you're just like, oh, who's that, who's that, well, who's that, who's that. It's not like you're, you know, a young teenage boy that's, in heat or anything like that. So it's not like that at all. It's like it's sincerely this draw that you have to someone else. So I like it. And I just feel like, you snooze, you lose. And like we said, I feel like you're saying there, it's like you deserve more. It's almost the amount of time of not acting and as much attention. And I feel like they're showing me like a texting conversation, and it's like on your side, you're like da 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 da, emoticon, da 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 da, yeah, da 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 da, uh-huh. And you're just like, really, really. Then other times they're all blah 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 blah, right? So I just feel like, yeah, I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. So is Jonathan and you are going to have communication soon? Um, yeah, I think there will be communication soon, but I think it's coming from you, right? It's going to be this little emoticon that says bye bye. Or you just, I feel like you kind of just, you just stop. You just stop investing and you're just like, you know what? I'm no longer investing all this energy into a black hole. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go with, gonna follow, be true to me, be true to my authentic path, and I'm gonna spend some time with me. And there we go. So that is what they have for you, Natalia. So many blessings to you again. Thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you for your sense of humor. I'm so glad. So glad you're laughing with me or at me. I don't care. As long as you're laughing, I'm enjoying it. You are very welcome. Hey, Intuitive Enlightenment. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Yes. Happy Scorpio Eclipse Super Full Moon Day. Oh, Christy, you don't have armadillos in Canada? Not yet. All right. So we had left off with Divine Feminine Chronicles for the free readings. And I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. And you want to know, can you trust Maxine as a friend? All right, let's take a look here and see. What does Spirit want you to know with Maxine? All right, come on. So they want these two here. I feel like you can trust him here. I mean, we've got the Master of Orbs, the King of Swords, which rolls over the mind, and so very intellectual, here. And Reason, which this is the Emperor, right? Yeah, this is the Emperor in the Standard Tarot, which is Aries energy, but it's, they're very wise individuals here. You know, I don't know, they might be a bit controlling, it appears. This energy that I'm coming through here is like they just feel like they just roll over everything, right? They walk into places acting like they own the place. I don't know, but they're very wise. They have a lot of intelligence. They have a lot of. I don't feel like they go off of a lot of what people expect, and they kind of have a mind of their own, and all that. But I feel like you can trust them, but just don't expect them not to be in your business and telling you what to do, and and also that they're going to that you can convince them to think any way other than what they want to think. So they can be trusted, but can you put up with them? That's the other question. But that's what's coming through for you, Divine Feminine Chronicles. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Enjoy your adventure there. All right. So, Julia, you're up next. Hello. And your question is David really ready to tell you his feelings? Ooh, let's take a look here. Is it time? Is it time? Sorry, let me just get these cards. There we go. All right. You know, almost. I know. When we have the Master of Crystals, the King of Pentacles, they're getting to this place where they're feeling confident. They're really looking at their worth and relationship to the outside world. But the Eight of Orbs, Eight of Swords, Eight of Communication, swords are communication, but thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. And they're really realizing what of their own thoughts and beliefs have made them feel bounded and trapped and restricted. So they're getting to this point. This is a flow. So it's getting there, but I don't feel like it's there yet. It's like so close, so close. If you ever watch the old Get Smart movies, TV show back in the day, where you missed it by that much. So it's like so close is what they're showing me. Very, very soon. I feel like they're getting their foundation set. They're getting ready, and it won't be too much longer. So enjoy, Julia. Enjoy. Hang in there. All right. Many blessings to you. All right. So up next for the next free reading, got Princess Pinky. Hello, hello. You want some divine guidance? So let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know right now, right now? Okay. What else here? Wow. So just put him back in and he came running back out here. So we do have here, you've got the Nine of Orbs, which is the Nine of Swords, which is the nightmare insomnia card. It is this, you know, all these fears, all these, that are keeping you up at night. And, it's the hermit's journey, which is you're in this place of really looking at what are my fears in my life? Why am I fearing this? What's going on? Da 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 da, that type of thing. And we have reason here with the emperor, which here's the orbs, here's their thinking and mindsets. But this is a great combination because this is very strong energy coming in here, where the emperor has a throne room, and of course, an emperor who has an empire has tons of advisors all around him, telling him all of the supposed to do and should do and need to do and have to do and must do and blah 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 blah. Right? But at some point, the king or the emperor has had enough of all the blah, 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 and asks everyone to step out of the throne room. Thank you for all your advice and your input, and I will make a decision now. And then the emperor steps into their power and realizes all of these fears, all of the supposed tos and stuff, they can let those all go and then they decide what they want to do. So I feel like this is what's happening. Whatever question is coming up in your life right now, it is, I get to decide, and let me put the fears and all the opinions and everything, let me put them all to the side. If I need advice from any of those people, then I will take that into consideration. But you are the one that gets to make the decision for your life. This is what is coming in for that. So that is what they have, Princess Pinky. So many blessings to you. That is what they have. All right. Now, all right. Very good, Julia. All right. So up next, we've got Random 30XYZ. Hello. I am doing great. I hope you're doing great as well. And what's the best course to take when it comes to bettering your relationship? All right. Let's take a look here and see what they have here. What advice about bettering your relationship? All right. So I went to this one and this one. All right. So we've got the 7 of chalices and the 6 of chalices. So all these are emotion. Obviously, all the cups here, it's emotions, emotions, emotions. And the 7 of chalices, of course, is all of these. Sometimes it can be emotional confusion, but it's like there's all these emotions to be able to choose from. And the 6 of chalices is normally nostalgia, thinking about the past, even transforming some emotions. But I just, this energy that's coming in here is um it's like they're showing me like a movie and how how they rewind it really fast. And it's like, go back to when you fell in love. Go back to when you didn't know who they were and you didn't have any expectations on each other, right? And what's cool about that is because when we first meet someone and we have zero expectations and this is who they are, we're like in awe, right? Like, wow, look at who they are. Wow, right? And as we get to spend time with each other, our expectations grow and it seems like they're becoming less and less amazing, but it's really not. It's just that we are starting to, our little judgmental ego side of us that has fears, our little inner child's going, but they're not doing that, they're not doing that, they're not doing that. We start focusing on who they're not being instead of focusing in on who they are. And I like this little reversal, 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 because it's almost like and go back to the beginning of almost like the it's like having a gratitude journal, but having a living one where, we can, instead of focusing on who they're not being and mentioning it to them, that we purpose to only say things that we like about them sincerely, not making things up. Like, you're great, shallow and empty. That doesn't mean anything when someone says that. Like, I think you're great. Be more specific, please. Tell me why I'm great. That means something. It really shows it's sincere when you say something like, something I really love about you is that you never give up on your friends and that, they can call you at any time and you're like dependable. They know that if they need help burying a body, bail them out of jail, or they just, if they need you, you'll be there for them. And I love that about you. Can you imagine if we do that and not talk about shortfalls and who they're not being? One, we won't have any arguments, because who's going to argue? They're going to be like, no, I disagree, I'm not that awesome. you know they're just going to be like, what did you just say? Especially the first few times you do it. And then um you know if you're working on with someone and you want to, say, do you want to do this each day? I think this will help us. You can do that. If you're like, no, it's something I'm wanting to do in the relationship, then you do it without expectation of getting it back. And you're going to see, though, how it just changes the energy of the relationship. So I feel that's what's coming in random. So that was random, but that's what they have for you. So many blessings for you. And that is what they have. So we'll continue moving down the list here. And we are to Bella Bala. Hello, hello. So, any messages from your future spouse? All right, let's take a look here and see what spirit has coming in here. And I'm about 15 minutes away from the ending of this session. I'll try to get through as many free readings as I can in that time. If anyone wants to make a donation, though, I will complete it in this session. I guarantee it. So if you feel I'm not going to get to you and you want to make sure I do that. And then I'll talk about some other alternatives here in a couple moments as well. But I'm trying to keep myself to around 2 hours for the free readings, just to keep balance, because we know how I get out of balance. All right. So here we go. There's one here. And what else from your future spouse? All right. I like these here. All right. Wow. All of this royalty. So, first, you have the Page of Wands here, which is this new passion, this mastery of where you're investing your energy. We also have the Sage of Orbs, which is the Queen of Swords in this deck, and then you have the Master of Crystals. So the Master of Crystals would be the King of Pentacles. So I feel like the message here definitely is like I feel like the Sage of so I'm going to say the Queen of Swords. She has air, but she also rules over water. She has a second portion of water, and the King of Crystals has earth, but also has air. So even though I feel like they're saying that when you meet them, you're not going to feel like it makes sense on the outside because people are not going to understand what do you guys have in common. But you know, which one of you is the thinker on the outside, um, and the other person is more of a grounded, down to earth person that doesn't really share all their wisdom and their intelligence outwardly a whole lot. They're just pretty grounded and laid back. But you can get them into a conversation and they're like, wow, 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 right? And then you know, people don't see that there's that bond, but when you get to know each other and people get to know you, then they see that, right? But we definitely, with the Seeker of Flames, the Page of Wands, you definitely have this passion that's between you both. That's there. So I like that. I like that they're saying, where on the outside or on paper, they're like, I don't see how you two could work out because you're such a brainiac and you're so down to earth. Where do you guys what do you have in common? And people don't know. You're like, oh my God, you don't know the conversations. We talked 3 hours yesterday about planetary alignments and da 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 and aliens. They're like, what? Because they don't see that in the other person, but there's this bond there. And I like it. They're like, don't judge a book by its cover, allow yourself to go with that. Because I feel like you guys, when you meet, you have this spark and you don't realize what it is till you get to know each other more. So I like that. So that's what they have for you, Bella Bala. So many, many blessings to you. And Rose, with the pink rose, you'll be by next free reading. I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Patty. Hello, hello. And you want to know, what would your future self say to your current self? Ooh, I like it. Let's take a look here. Mm. And I actually I'm going to use this Ask Your Guides Oracle uh, for their message to you, because they're kind of acting like a spirit guide for you, is what their attitude is. And it's green, like your super chat there. So let's take a look here. What would your future self say to your current self? All right. uh, I'm laughing at a couple things because I had said earlier, I kept on using the word epiphany, epiphany, epiphany. And here we have epiphany. And here's your higher self. So literally, here is your higher future self talking to you about epiphany here. So, and that is card number 18. So let's see what message they bring in here for you. Inspiration, breakthrough, revelation, divine guidance. Congratulations. You're finally getting out of your head and connecting more directly with your soul. What a great message. The flow of communication between you and your higher self is strengthening daily, allowing you to directly access your spirit guides, angels, and spirit teachers more readily. As your contact with your higher self deepens, answers will suddenly plop into your consciousness like gifts from above. Your aha moments will appear with greater frequency, like light bulbs switching on in your head. Over and over, you'll find yourself in the right place at the right time. And under the influence of your higher self, you're steadily becoming more spontaneous, dancing in the synchronistic flow with life rather than swimming upstream against the current. Your higher self encourages you to unhesitantly trust your vibes at all times. Surrender your ego to them and allow yourself to be gently led. Rather than yielding to old ways of figuring things out, you're being gifted with endless spiritual direction and a deeper understanding of your soul's journey. Remain in constant dialogue with your higher self and ask it to override your limited perceptions and keep you on your true path. Then go with the flow. Your higher self and future self's message to you: listen to me. I like it. So your future self is telling you, listen to your higher self. And if you haven't, I feel like you have, but I feel like it's growing, it's growing, it's growing. And they're saying, do that, continue to do that, heighten that, because it changes your entire, future, in doing so. Keeps you out of trouble. And it lets things be easier for you because your higher self has that eye in the sky view that they'll tell you, you might want to get in the left hand lane because there's a giant boulder in the right hand lane. So I like it for you. That is what's coming through, Patty. So I like that. Many, many blessings too. And again, thank you for your donation. All right, Anna, thank you for your donation. Hello, hello. And so you want to know, Will D and you have an opportunity to see each other Saturday? Oh, very cool. Let's take a look here and see what is going on. They're very busy, but what does Spirit say here? Is it a good idea to reach out and see if they're able to do something on Saturday? So I don't think those were. So we got here. Let me just get some clarity on this one here. All right. Yeah, it doesn't look like this weekend is like the perfect time for it, because we have the eight of swords um here, which is them discovering what of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets are making them feel restricted and small, and they're learning this strength here, their inner strength, and kind of doing a little bit of this reflection here. um it and let me just explain here, because you've got the reflection, which is the hermit card, and you have the nine of flames, the nine of wands, another nine. So there's like this very hermity type of energy here. And we have the seven of flames. The seven of flames is, the seven of wands is about being a bright light on a hill. So I feel like that they're kind of preempting it, going, most likely, and it's interesting why they're doing this, but it's like most likely it's like they're going to want to have a lot of alone time. So but I feel like with you contacting them and seeing, hey, you want to go do something, that it does brighten their light here, right? And that it's like this bright light in the darkness that allows you to bring in this brightness into their weekend, even if it's just going to grab a bite to eat or something. I feel like that the initial response is, "Oh, I'm really, really busy, but oh, thanks for so much for calling me and da da da." And you're like this big bright ray of sunshine in this kind of, busy, stressful time that I feel like they call you back like the next day and say, "Hey, do you have any time? I kind of had some free time open up and I do. I want to go grab a coffee or da, 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 or something like that." So I like it. I feel like you to definitely, reach out is a good idea, but I feel like they're just saying, just go about it without any expectations. Just like almost with the expectation that they're not going to be able to, but do it anyway. And just be your bright, bubbly self and be this little ray of sunshine. And I think, I don't know if it was you that we talked about. I just feel like they're tapping a memory here, so if it either was you that we talked about it before, or they're just bringing it back that said, um, I don't think it was you, but they're telling me here. Sorry. Um, it's all about your response in the no. Like, oh, I don't think I can. Oh no, that's I totally understand. And da 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 da. If we go, which this isn't you anyway, but they're just like saying it, going, "Oh, all right. I really was hoping that would be able to." Oh my god. What a downer. It sends them deeper into their hermit hole, of the disappointment. "Oh, you just disappointed me." Instead of being like, "Oh, no problem at all. I just thought I would do it, and, I was thinking about you, and, I wanted a little bit spur of the moment. So I understand. So maybe another time, just whenever you have some time, hang in there," type of thing, right? Yeah, very good. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So that's what I feel is coming in with all of those. So, um, you know, yeah. Perfect. 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 I love it for you, Anna. Enjoy the adventure. I do feel like things are going to become less stressful for them sooner than later. So, I just feel they have to get through some stuff uh, that they're just. I feel like they have such a high bar they put on themselves that even their bosses are like, "Relax, will you? Why are you trying to do all this stuff? You don't have to do it all." But they're like, "But I want it done right." So they're learning those lessons. I think that's what that Eight of Swords is about. They're really realizing what of their own thoughts and beliefs are making them feel stressed and bound in that. And that's why I feel like they um, might, dawn on them like, what am I not? I'm not living my life. I'm just stressing out about everything. So I like it for you, Anna. Again, thank you so much for your donation. And that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. So let me just scroll back up here. And we left off with Rose with the pink flowers. So Rose, the May month for you, absolutely. And if you didn't catch it in the beginning, we do have the May monthlies are out too by each individual zodiac sign. So be sure to check those out for some additional messages. All right. Well, I do like May for you. You do end up with this feeling of beautiful, beautiful abundance of emotion in the month of May. It does come on the other side of some kind of the flames are the wands. It's some fiery types of situations. When you look at fives and sevens, you look at like a seven is three on each side. If it's a six, there's this wonderful flow in the middle. So the energy is flowing, it's going good. Fives and sevens, there's this big boulder in the middle. So I feel like in the beginning of May here, especially with all this energy we have going on, you might have a little bit of flames burning, some what might feel like conflict that comes up, some fear energies. But I feel like it just makes it the emotions and things that unfold later in the month just so much more delicious because it's like you're seeing the difference. Like if you have worries about something and you're like, oh my God, think this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And then that makes that happen. And then none of it happens, and instead everything happens in the total opposite direction. So if you hadn't had these, you know, inclinations that it was going to be so bad, it wouldn't feel like so wonderful either. It's almost like, not that it's someone you meet, but it's always like this we get to experience some lower vibrational relationships, and we appreciate the higher vibrational relationships so much more when we get them than we ever would have if we hadn't experienced the lower vibrational ones. That's the kind of energy I feel here for this month. So I like that they give you the, just know, by the end of the month, you're going to be like, woohoo, because of this, whatever these little firestorms are that are appearing here in probably the first couple weeks. So that's what's going on, Rose. So many blessings to you. Hey, well, thanks, Christy. Blue is one of my favorite colors, and it brings out my blue in my hazel eyes. So thank you so much for your compliment there, making me blush. Hey, Petra. All right. So let me see here. What do we have going on here? Let me just see. I'm just seeing how many more we have here because we got quite a bit left here. All right. And sorry, Michelle, that you're missing your other ones. If you Michelle, Lazur, or anyone that if you ever miss your question in the live and you can't find it, I don't mind, if you comment on the video, it will actually, I should get the message that, and you could just say, hey, I'm having trouble, like you just said, I'm having trouble finding mine. Was it completed? And I'll look, and because usually I'll know, especially if you do it almost, within a day or two afterwards. Once it gets longer than that, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know. But I can usually find them pretty fast because, of course, I'm doing the readings and I can look in the chat and I'm like, yeah, but boom, here it is. Here's your timestamp. So I know because I'm not going to be able to get to any like get down to in this one. But if you'll comment on those, I definitely will. Um, I will get to that there. So and I think I said Rose was going to be my last free reading. So that will be my last free reading, but I do have a donation that came in. So thank you so much, Crescent Moon, for your donation. An odd question. We love those. So why is Ted being in your mind and your dreams? Ooh, all right. Let's take a look here. See what Spirit wants you to know about Ted showing up in your dreams. Although, especially around this eclipse, oh my God, I don't know about you guys, but I dream a lot already because I have a Pisces moon. But oh my God, I mean, it has been like on steroids, on top of steroids, on top of steroids lately. So I can imagine you're having some interesting dreams. So let's see, what is this about Ted? Okay, yeah. Ted is they're representing someone, not someone, but they're representing something that your subconscious wants to talk to you about. And they're having it representing, this individual. Let me see here. Distant past. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And actually, I don't, with these, I don't feel like it's something going on in their life. I feel like whatever energy Ted brings for you, because when we're sleeping, of course, our mind is like the security guard that's asleep. This is the time for our subconscious to go, oh, now's the chance. And also our spiritual team, our posse will bring in messages. They'll start bringing in things, but a lot of times the people in our dreams are us, in someone else's bodysuit. It's like these characters that are coming in, and it's the energy of what that person represents that's helping us work through some emotions. So whatever Ted represents for you, because I mean, you've got Luna, the full moon, here. This is the subconscious, and this is what's telling me that it's something bubbling up from your subconscious, not something, with all these others, it's not something that's like a premonition or that with these, because we've also got the Master of Cups, the King of Cups, balancing heart and mind. And at the same time, the Two of Orbs came out, which is balancing again in the outside world. So it's like whatever is happening in your outside world right now, it's bringing up some things in your peripherals, right? The outside world is bringing situations that's triggering some subconscious stuff that's bubbling up for you to kind of look at and transform. And so it's what they're using this energy for. Because here's the Five of Chalices, the Five of Cups. So some of the spilt cups here is what's bubbling up from the subconscious for you to transform. The two cups back here are your power of emotional choice, which allows you to look at things, old emotions that when they happened way back before, you were a completely different person. And it could have been some pain or some fear that had ignited that wants to be transformed. It's like your inner child is bumping up some emotions up out of the subconscious to have a different type of view of it, because you also have the Adept of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords, which is, here it's almost like daydreaming about a knight, but there's this transformation of thought and belief and mindset that comes in here too. So if you've been noticing something in the outside world, like repeating situations that are happening out here, it's because it's also bubbling up from in here. And our mind can handle so much, but our inner child won't flood all these stuff. They'll just start bringing in these characters. It's like a puppet show. They're like, look at, here's what's going on. They're really not the real people. They're just puppets for our sake and our dreams. And then you'll start to see things in the outside world because they will start drawing in characters in the physical world for us to see along those same lines too. So whatever this emotion is that they're bringing up, it's because there's some things that are being triggered in the outside world that feel out of balance, that are triggering your inner child. Usually if our inner child's feeling unsafe or out of control, then that's when these things start to, bubble up and bubble up. So he's wanting to catch up. It's this energy of communication and connection, right? And I almost feel here, with all of that, it would be more of your, who are you feeling that you're wanting to connect with in the outside world that you haven't connected with? Is it you and your higher self? But I feel like it's not specifically them in this dream. It's the subconscious. It's who is this? Where do you feel you've lost connection? How funny. Yeah. Um, you know, um, so I just feel like it's not specifically about him for some reason. But definitely, I mean, if you trust your heart, trust your intuition, right? If you're like, well, maybe um it's time for you to reach out to him, you know, and trust that and do that. But I do feel this is, if you feel it's about connection, definitely um maybe sit with, like, where do you feel disconnected in your life? Is there someone else? And because, if this is how it normally works, then that's why they're bringing them up, is like, okay, so you would think, oh, um, when things are out of balance is when they call. it's like, oh, what's out of balance and who do I need to call? Because that's how they'll use that, here. So, but I just feel like it's someone else though. I just they keep on saying it, but it's not them. That's just a puppet. Really sit with and see who is it that you feel disconnected with that might it might benefit to receive a call from you. So, I feel like they're using it as a trigger to to have you initiate a conversation contacting someone. Whatever feels out of balance. Is there a communication that's out of balance with someone? And they're saying, like, yeah, reach out to help this out of balance situation. So that's what's coming in, Crescent Moon. So I know. They like doing weird things though. And, especially if it was in the last few days, you got this Pluto, Scorpio. Pluto went retrograde on Monday, which is all about transformation and deep diving and shaking up of stuff down here. And then you have Scorpio, full moon, eclipse today. So we got all this stuff, and Mercury is still in retrograde. So you got all this inner reflection pointing you inward too. So I can imagine you're feeling it. You're feeling the feels. Very cool. Yeah. See who it is. Who do you feel out of balance with? And if it's your higher self, if you're like, "Oh, I don't feel like I'm out of balance with a human," then, "Oh, okay. Have I not been spending as much time with my higher self and my posse?" Because it can be them too going, "Contact us, tell us." All right. So, that is what they have for you. Thank you so much again, Crescent Moon, for your donation. Let us know what happens. And if you're meditating, you're like, you know what, I'm going to call them this time. I'm going to reach out to them. If you can, then do it. So I like it. All right. So, just to make sure everyone knows too, I want to say thank you for everyone that has given the video a thumbs up. It definitely helps spread the Zen love. So thank you so much for being part of the love tsunami. Also, every Monday I do have giveaways, and so here is the video. Every Tuesday, I put out a video about the Monday giveaway, about what I'm giving away, how you get in, and any giveaway news. I gave away 10 free readings on Monday, and I'm going to be giving away 23 more throughout the month of May. So that's in addition to those 10. So yeah, it's total 33. I was like, ah, that's cool. But so if you're interested in and how you get into those and when and what is being given away, be sure to check out that video. Also, of course, it's May. I can't believe it's May, and we're almost a week into May. If you haven't checked out your monthly reading by each individual zodiac sign, here is the playlist for that. And also, each week I put out at least one pick a card reading, and the one for this week was what can help you in your current situation. I also have a ton of other free content on my page. Um, a ton of different pick a cards around love and career, life purpose, abundance, and a bunch of other things too. So, and I shall return. Hey, sun and moon. Um, and I also will be back um, on tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I am on twice a day, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Mountain Time in the morning. Wow. And then also every night, Wednesday through Sunday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Also offer personal readings if you ever want to check those out. All the pricing and everything are listed in the description box of the video down below. And there's some reasonable pricing there for recorded readings. And so if you ever want to do any of those, check that out as well. Um, So that'll be it for the free readings tonight. I still, if anyone wants to make a donation like Sun and Moon did, I will still complete them in this session. But that's it for the free readings tonight. And I'm so sorry. I know, Chloe, you probably were up next, but then if I do you, then someone else is like, well, I was right after Chloe, and I was right after them, and I was right after them. I have to like, otherwise I'll be on for 3.5 hours like I was the other night because I can't say no. And so I have to. So I hope you understand. And thank you so much for understanding. All right. So Sun and Moon. I like it. Oy vey. Thank you for your donation. So your beloved Pisces. How are they? Great. Thank you so much, Chloe. I appreciate that. But if you need an answer this evening, be sure to check out, like if you haven't checked out that monthly or the pick a cards and just follow your heart. Spirit will still bring you messages too for your questions. So they are smart that way. All right. Let's see what we got going on here, Sun and Moon. What's going on with this Pisces of yours? Let us. All right. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Sorry. Just take it all in, you know. We've got the two of wands here, the two of stabs they call it here, but it's the two of wands. So their energy is just it's going back and forth, which I like for them because the queen of swords here, she rolls over air but gets a second portion of water. So it's balancing of heart and mind. And I know it seems silly to say I like it for them that they're going back and forth with their energy, but I think you get it because usually they're just in one side with the energy. They're usually in the fearful side. Pisces they swim into the up to the surface near the sun and then down deep into the depths and then up into the sun and down deep. So they go to the bright side and the dark side of the pond. But I feel like they were like swimming down in the dark side of the pond, like, hello, is anyone there? Is there even any fish in that pond? Because they were spending so much time down below. But I feel like they go to the top of the pond and then they go to the bottom. So I feel like they're starting this balanced up and down instead of just down, 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 right? Whoops. Yeah, very good, very good. And so I see that here, and then I see, and then I was like, oh my goodness, because we've got the Ace of Cups, so they're finding this new love within themselves. So they're finding their self love, you know, but it's taking them going through these sevens here. Sevens are, the what are you going to say? Confrontational or um it makes them look at things, right? Seven of swords, seven of wands. They're looking at both their energy and their thinking and thoughts. Usually say like an even number has like let's say a six has three on each side. There's this beautiful flow in the middle. That means things are progressing, things are flowing. But then you get like a seven, and boom, there's this big boulder in the middle of the river, and nothing can get around it. It blocks up, and it blocks the motions, the waters behind it, and it forces you to look at these things. And that's what's been going on. And I know it feels like they've been like being tortured for a while, but all of this suppressed and pushed down emotions that they've had and thoughts and beliefs they really are dealing with. And there's this transformation of thought coming in here, and it's speeding up, which we like because we've got the Five of Swords, which is the transformation, the conflict of their mind is resolving, and the Knight of Wands is the fastest moving fiery knight, which means a lot of energy is coming in for him. And I feel like it almost feels like out of nowhere it's starting to pick up speed because they are doing a significant release of some old emotions and some old thinking, and the amount of energy, it's almost like there's like, let's say that block, that big boulder in the middle of the stream, they knock off a big portion of it. The flood of water that goes through around that, it's just like whoosh, and they get all this energy, and they're like, I like this. I like this flow, this feeling. And it feels like, they just showed me Frankenstein getting hit by lightning. It's alive. It's alive. And I like it. So I feel it's happening. It doesn't feel, you know, and I just don't feel like they're normal. They would never say, I'm not normal anyway. But there's this, you know, like we were talking about in the beginning, that they're going back and forth is great, and I'm really excited about that. Otherwise it's like when Frankenstein's just laying there and it's like, they moved, they're alive, type of thing. Um, when will you reconnect again? Not to date. Oh, not date. Like I said, not a date. Like, well, I don't know if they'll give you like August 6th. But I see what you're saying. So when will you communicate again? Let's see if what spirit has here for you. All right. I feel like you will, and I'm going to pull some other cards here real quick here, but with the you've got the 10 of cups and the knight of cups, which is flowing emotion and that and happiness. So I feel like, yay, you do have communication again. This the devil card, this is all about cutting away. You're both actually going through, even though it seems like they are doing like a lot of inner shadow work. You've been doing inner shadow work too, and that devil card is about this continuing to realize the cage that we were in before, and you're doing an amazing job at going free, going with it and releasing expectations, and as they come up, you're like, what am I fearing? Okay, I'm letting that go. I'm just going to let things go. And I love the freedom that you've been having. It's like you're like sitting on the edge of your cage with the door open with your legs swinging, going, I can leap out of here. And I feel like you're just on this verge of just letting the cage fall and do that. But I'm going to use something that Spirit's been introducing is the regular playing cards. And I'm going to use these and see if they'll give you any timing here um, on the when because our human side does like the when and timing in this zone. Not soul time, but like human time. All right. What else? Let's see here. Okay. All right. So I got these are the main ones they want to show you here. 5-9, 5-10. So it might be here May 9th, May 10th. Um, I feel like there will be communication. I don't know about, yeah, like an actual, communication of some sort, right? And we've got the Queen of Hearts here, which of course is the Queen of Cups, which is, all your intuition, your gut, your instinct, and the Two of Diamonds, which is the Two of Diamonds in this one. Diamonds are pentacles, right? Yeah, and balance. So, and that would be in the outside world. So I like that coming in here for you. I feel like because you reach out to him every once in a while, I believe, right? And so I feel like those 2 days are good days to probably like on the 9th. Just, it doesn't hurt to do a little message. Are those dates meaningful? Anything? It's like, I know it's not their birthday because they're Pisces, but I like. Let's see, what days are those? That's like not far away here. Is that this weekend? Oh no, that's next Tuesday. Next Tuesday and next Wednesday. So whatever's happening on those days, those are just a good day to, a text, leave a voicemail or something along those lines. I don't see anything super crazy in astrology. Um, the moon is in Capricorn both those days. That's the devil energy. Oh, Mother's Day. Oh, then I'm gonna be in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, it could possibly be. But if you feel, trust your intuition on those days too. And if you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna send them a text. I feel like with them, texting is the thing with them. I feel like they let most calls go to voicemail and then they text back, kind of thing. It'd be a miracle if they picked up the phone. But I feel like, just a text, um, like you said before, an unattached text. So that is what I feel. Yeah, that's what I feel is coming in there. Um, those 2 days, 5/9 and 5/10. So that is what we got. So hang in there, Sun and Moon. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Um, um, yeah. Well, that's what I feel. I feel like they will reach out, or because they also gave you the Queen, the Queen of Cups, that if you have a strong desire, if you trust your intuition, just text them and, just a quick hey, thinking about you, blah blah blah, silly emoticon or something. But that's what I feel, with those. This is the guinea pig trial here, with giving those, with trying to use these, trying to do it down. And wherever we're looking at the future, of course, it's always dependent on everyone's energy. It's always changing because things can change tomorrow. That's what happens with, we have so much control over our future. One of these days I'm gonna start to do some, maybe take 10 with Zen, or some other short videos, just talking about different subjects like the future and, how that works with what spirit has told me, and some other little tidbits, because I know I can't get into too much, when I'm trying to get through a lot of free readings, but there's a lot of flexibility in the future when we're looking at things. Just real quick, just because I brought it up, because the one of the first times I realized that, I actually did, some readings for, acquaintance of mine at work, just out of the blue. It just came up, and they're like, "Do you do readings?" And I go, "Yeah." Like, "Oh, come over to our house. We have cards." And so I went over and I did cards for him, and he was having issues with some alcoholism at the time, which I did not know. And, so the cards that came out were dark and dark and dark and dark, and he got the death card, and because he was like, "What if I continue on my path as I am right now?" And it was like, just all of all the cards that this deck he was using were really dark, dark, dark. And then we did some other cards, and it's almost like the spirit was giving them a therapy session through all of these other readings that we were doing, and I must have read for like 3 or 4 hours. And at the very end, um, uh, he was like, "I'm just curious, can you just do one more reading and say, now that I feel like I'm making some different decisions for the future, what does it look like now?" And it was bright card, bright card, bright card, bright card, sun, which is like the most victorious card, or one of them. And it was amazing that just in this matter of a time where they were changing, these, that he changed his attitude, that his future switched. and that's amazing. I mean, that was within hours. So whenever we're doing future, there's some fated things that have to happen on a certain date in order for other things to happen. And then there's other fated things that have ranges. And then there's some things that aren't fated that are totally up to our energy. So, it's amazing the complexity of life. And it really, the decision that I came to in my life is like, you know what? I'm going with the flow. But that's what's coming in. So hopefully that helps, Sun and Moon. I know. So again, thank you for donation. Olivia, thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate that. And you would like a general love reading. What is coming up for you? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about love, love, love? I did switch to the Chinese tarot, by the way. Those big cards were starting to hurt my paws. Okay, let's take a look here. What do we have going in here? All right, all right, all right, all right. So I see a little bit of time here. I know, I know. The we got the 5 of coins here, and um the 5 of coins, I'll talk about it in a sec. The high priestess here, she, of course, she steps back um, into her high priestess temple, connects to the upper realms, looks behind the veils, dives deep into the emotions and the subconscious to understand things. And I feel like this is what's been going on here for you, because you also have the 5 of coins, 5 of pentacles. Are these beliefs and thoughts around lack and abandonment, being left behind and being left out in the cold? So I feel like you've been in this high priestess temple here, really looking into those beliefs from the past and going, what the heck are these and where did these come from? Right. Because I do see here, you've got this victory, this recognition coming in for the work that you've been doing. The King of Pentacles is all about, they have the Ace of Pentacles in their hand here, which is about seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a completely different way, really solid foundation that's happening. And the Nine of Pentacles, this is usually there with, I think, is that a bird? What's a frog in this case? That represents, okay, here's a bird, I think, but there's represents spirit. They're usually in like a garden, and the garden here, the frog transforms from a tadpole into a frog. There is this transformation again of your the 9 is the hermit's journey of what you've been doing in like the high priestess temple, really looking at your worth in a different way. And the 6 of wands here is like spirit saying they're recognizing the work that you've done, the transformation that you've been going through regarding your worth. So I like it because it's like they're just like it's they're showing me they're doing a PowerPoint presentation showing you of your successes and what you've done and how they're recognizing what you have done, including here, because you've got the 3 of swords, which is usually the heartache and disappointment card with a big heart on it with 3, swords stuck in it. But then you have the page of swords, which is about you've cut away your fears too. A lot of fears, a lot of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and musts around love. And this page of swords with the ace of swords, not only does it allow you to see things from a different perspective, it does allow you to cut away a lot of those thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. So I like all this. They're like, it's been this 3 slides of PowerPoint presentation of this is what you've done, this is what you've put your efforts into. And oh my god, again, and then another slide, here's the is this the 8 of swords, right? Yeah, the 8 of swords is the movement. You've made this movement from old ways of thinking, of those that used to make you feel restricted and small, and you've really connected to your higher self, and you have this strong foundation. Again, 4 of coins is emotional stability and you've connected to this higher love and you're seeing love in a completely different way. Boom, 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 boom. You're like, this is great. It's like you're going to a business or it's like an office party at the end of the year and they're having this presentation of everything that you've done and you're just like wow, and so it's a lot of recognition that comes in here. And then you have the Three of Cups, joy, celebration. So they're really having you focus on take a moment. I really feel like they're saying this, right? It's like take a moment and look back. It's like this is your love life. Like look back and see who you are today, even a month ago, and then 3 months ago, and then 6 months ago, and then 9 months ago, and then a year ago. You're not the same person you were. And I feel like they want you to take time here to really celebrate the work that you've done on your heart and your self-love. And that's what they're telling you here. And so like this is a beautiful general love reading here. um, and then they give you the Seven of Pentacles, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And you've been patient. You've been allowing, you've been doing the work and you've been, patient with with the process here. And the fruit is on its way. And I like that. Yeah. Because they gave you the Hanged Man too, which is all about waiting, waiting, waiting. So usually the patience cards that come up are, like just wait, things are growing. But I feel like the time these are coming up because the time is over. Love is around the corner for you. I do want to pull here and ask your guides oracle for you as well. What did I have? Joy and celebration. And here come the gifts. So here they are. And your joy guides. Card number 6. Yep, receiving surprises, kindness, blessings. So the universe is constantly showering you with gifts. The problem arises when so many of these divine offerings go unnoticed and are therefore unaccepted. Your joy guides are on hand, though, acting as messengers to help correct this. They ask you to start counting your blessings day after day, taking care not to miss any or take them for granted. Your joy guides delight in showering you with gifts and encourage you to expand your heart's capacity to receive all that they have to offer. Start each morning by asking them to surprise you with something wonderful during the day. Then, just before going to bed, list all the wonderful things they've bestowed upon you. See how the list grows longer and longer each day. Their only request is that you acknowledge these offerings and thank the Divine Mother and Father for their endless generosity. The Joy Guides message: open your heart and expect good things to come. So that's exactly what we were saying. So there we go. Boom. Confirmation. You've done all the work, you've done put all the stuff. It's like open your heart and expect good things to come because they are coming very, very soon. So I know I want to date in a time, right? Yes, yes. So it is so close. It is so ready. Just be thankful for all the wonderful things, and I feel like there's something amazing, amazing coming. So I'm excited for you. All right, Olivia. Thank you again for your donation. And I'm going to go ahead and end the session for tonight. I shall return tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And again, thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up you've given the video, for all your love, all your support, and your thirst for wanting to hear from Spirit. And for searching after spirit. It always just blows me away, and I'm so excited that we're all part of a beautiful soul family here. So I shall return, and until then, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you guys again, have a great rest of your night or day, wherever you're out in the world. And until I see you again, much love to you. You hang in there and you take care. We'll see you.